Hi everyone, my name is Takey Swanson and I will be presenting my speech on the Afro hairstyle. So I'll just go into it now. I once came across a picture on the internet that depicted a fair-skinned boy with bright orange curly hair. But his hair wasn't just in any normal hairstyle. It was shaped in a fairly large dome hairstyle, so large that it covered his eyebrows and his forehead. The caption stated, "If genders don't have souls, explain this," which made this meme a perfect example of verbal irony. Because of the myth stating genders don't have souls, the phrase gives off an ironic turn when you figure out the real meaning behind the encrypted statement, which in turn is similar to the soulful Afro meaning itself, therefore hides more than what meets the eye. This iconic hairstyle has made its appearance in several political and social events, including the Civil Rights Movement. The Afro is in no way a new concept, but the newest iteration of the decades-old hairstyle is taking a firm hold on the past generation and future generations to come, according to Charisse Lutter of Bustle Media, which I agree 100% with Miss Lowell, because I too have been wearing an Afro on a daily basis for about 3 years now. Even though the hairstyle is older than me, it's been passed down through my family like a gem. This iconic hairstyle has made its appearance in several political and social events, including the Civil Rights Movement. The Afro is in no way a new concept, but the newest iteration of decades of the old hairstyle is taking a firm hold on our past generations and generations to come, according to Charisse Lutter of Bustle Media. Which I agree 100% with Ms. Lutter, because I too have been wearing an Afro on a daily basis for the last 3 years. Even though the hairstyle is older than me, it has been passed down like a family gem throughout my family. One of many reasons why the role of the Afro was such an influence in the past as well as today's time. So, when did the Afro start to make its appearances and how is it thriving today? The purpose of my speech is to inform my audience of the natural hairdo. I will discuss the unique history surrounding this symbolic hairstyle and influences that has kept it alive throughout the decades. Now let me give you a little background on the Afro or Fro hairstyle. Afro, which is derived from the word African, comes from the West and Central African regions, which is believed. As the African descendants signify the style as first worldness, which is defined as a country with little political risk, a functioning democracy, and economic stability. Worn naturally outward for lengthy kinky hair, curly hair, or straight hair was a simple, untreated go-to hairstyle for any occasion. The shape of the hair resembled a cloud or cotton ball, then was picked out with a comb to extend the length even more to get the perfect fro, as described as Victoria Shiro of Greenwood Publishing Group. Making his big debut in the 1960s through the 1970s, the natural was considered a powerful political symbol, which also reflected pride, stated in Time magazine Beyond the Afro. It renewed a sense of identity in the Black community and was redefined as personal style, which later was featured in such movements that appreciate the hair's beauty. Now that I have discussed the history of the Afro, I will now talk about the influences that has kept the style in mainstream. As the early 1970s progressed, the expansion in the overall style of the Afro changed due to the civil rights gains, according to Phil Garland of Ebony magazine. The fro began to become more trendy and less political as civil rights strengthened throughout the upcoming years, also stated by Garland. Maya Jaggi, the author of Return of Mama Africa, names off just a few entertainers and socio-political figures of the time known for their afros, like rock musician Jimi Hendrix, political activist Angela Davis, and actress Pamela Grier, were just a few of many who promoted this hairdo to their audiences. But always, at some point in time, great things do fall. The Afro started to lose its flair in the 1990s through the early 2000s, as most transitioned to chemically treated hair or straightened hair, which required a lot of heat. And these methods damaged both male and female hair, resulting in balding or even hair loss, quoted by Laurel Grangel in the Live Science Perch. Growing up, most individuals never knew what their natural hair type felt like, or looked like, including myself. My mother chemically treated my hair when I was younger, which stripped away my natural hair texture in turn for a laid, bone-straight hairstyle, which did more harm than good throughout the years. And people from both sexes started to realize the harm of these methods caused and began to cut them off, starting the natural hair movement again. Now in the 2010s, quoted from The Afro Strikes Back, you can see fros have gained its popularity as a self-expression style that can be accompanied by twists, beads, or braids of any race. William Humphrey, a master stylist at Loop Style Salon in suburban St. Louis, states, "It's more of an accepted thing now, but it's also kind of rebellious. It's the, now you're letting me do it, so I'm going to go all out with it," as he gets more and more requests for Afro-based hairstyles daily. In my conclusion, this style has revived a hair revolution that can only get better from here. I have stated the history of the Afro and a few of its influencers, which has kept the style afloat in the last decades and decades to come. As I stated, the Afro was a symbolic feature in the life of many back in the day, so that only leaves wonder on what symbolic meaning the fro will have on individuals in the future. Thank you.